A long time ago Britain was ruled by King Uther. But when he died without leaving an heir, the kingdom was torn apart by war. The wizard Merlin conjured a sword called Excalibur and placed it in a stone, declaring that only the true heir could pull it free. Many tried and failed until a boy named Arthur succeeded, not knowing he was Uther's lost son. Arthur grew into a great king and ruled at a round table so that everyone was equal, living by the code of chivalry. Their greatest enemy was Arthur's half-sister, Morgana, who claimed she was the rightful heir and turned to dark sorcery. Arthur fought her in a fierce battle and bound her deep within the earth. That day Morgana swore vengeance and declared that one day, when the land was lost and leaderless, she would return. In the present day, society is slowly falling apart under the weight of endless wars, poverty, and corruption. In a small town, 12-year-old Alex lives with his mother, Mary, who struggles to raise him on her own. One morning, on his way to school, Alex gets a text from his best friend, Betters, asking for help. Alex rushes to the playground and finds two bullies, Lance and Kay, shaking Betters down for money. Alex jumps in to defend his friend. Lance pushes Alex to the ground and calls himself the king around here before walking off. Refusing to let it go, Alex charges after him and starts beating him up. Soon after, Alex is dragged before Principal Lee, who demands to know what happened. But Alex keeps quiet, not wanting to make things worse. Later, Betters thanks Alex for saving him and even swears his loyalty, trying to cheer him up with a coin trick. The trick fails miserably, but Alex appreciates the effort. At home, Mary tries to understand what's going on with her son, but Alex lashes out, saying that if he tells the truth, it'll only make things worse. The next day in detention, Lance threatens Alex by writing a warning on his hands so teachers won't notice. After class, Alex tries to slip away, but Lance and Kay chase him to a construction site. In the chaos, Alex slips, falls off an edge and blacks out. When he wakes up, he finds a sword stuck in a stone, glowing with mystical energy. To his shock, he pulls it out with ease, bathed in a strange light. Deep underground, Morgana stirs awake, sensing that Excalibur has been freed. Furious and hungry for revenge, she sends her roots to search for the new wielder. That night, Alex invites Betters over to check out the sword. They notice an inscription in Latin on the handle and translate it online, learning that it's none other than King Arthur's legendary Excalibur. Alex remembers a book his father gave him with a note calling him a future king. The book tells the story of Arthur and mentions an island called Tintagel, said to be the true home of the legend. The boys still think it's all just fantasy, so Alex jokingly knights Betters. Meanwhile, a bright light flashes over Stonehenge, and out of it steps a young Merlin. With no clothes, he wanders into a shop and uses magic to trick the clerk into giving him a t-shirt. Soon, the police stop him for indecent exposure, but Merlin charms them with his magic and makes them drive him into town before wiping their memories and transforming into an owl to fly away. The next day, Merlin shows up at Alex's school disguised as a new student named Merton. He's awkward, doesn't understand modern slang and quickly becomes a laughingstock. Betters thinks they should befriend him, but Alex refuses, not wanting more trouble. During class, when a teacher mentions an eclipse happening in 4 days, Merlin panics, saying he thought he had 4 years, then storms out. At lunch, Merlin bursts into the cafeteria and dramatically announces that Alex has been chosen by Excalibur to destroy Morgana when she returns during the eclipse. Alex thinks he's crazy. When Merlin calls on the other students to rally behind their new king, the kids respond by pelting him with food. Merlin flees, transforming into an owl, something only a few students notice. That night, Alex is awakened by strange noises and the glow of the sword in his closet. Looking out the window, he sees a demon crawling out of the ground. The creature bursts into the house, and when Alex runs to his mom's room, she's nowhere to be found. Alex grabs the sword to defend himself, but the demon disarms him easily, forcing him to dodge frantic strikes. Suddenly, the monster implodes into nothing. Alex turns to see Merlin collapsed on the floor, weak from using magic. Merlin warns him that he can't remain in the human world after dark and tells Alex to meet him the next day at a fried chicken shop before changing into an owl again. The demon's remains slither back underground to inform Morgana about Alex and Merlin. Enraged, she sends a whole army to the surface. The next morning, Mary is shocked to find Alex asleep with a sword in his hands. When Alex tries to explain, she doesn't believe a word of it. He demands the truth about why his father left, suspecting it was because of this evil force. Mary admits his father fought demons but insists that doesn't mean Alex should run around with a weapon. When she tries to take it away, Alex points the sword at her in desperation before fleeing the house. After school, Alex and Betters meet Merlin at the chicken shop. Merlin explains he needs a potion made from beetle blood, beaver urine and ground bones to keep his strength. But conveniently the shop's fried chicken contains all three. He also reveals he looks young because he ages backward. He explains that during twilight, when the demons appear, time freezes, which is why Alex didn't see his mom during the attack. Only the sword's wielder and those knighted by him can move freely during that time. With the eclipse coming and the world already in chaos, Morgana will soon return. Alex insists he's just a kid and can't be a hero, so Merlin transforms into his older self and shows them a terrifying vision of the future, the world enslaved under Morgana's rule. Horrified, Alex and Betters agree to accept the quest. Later, they return to the construction site and find an inscription on the stone matching the words from Alex's father's note. Convinced he comes from a powerful family like Luke Skywalker, Alex decides they must travel to Tintagel to find his dad and the entrance to the underworld. Just then Lance and Kay show up, mocking the sword as a nerd prop. To shut them up, Alex puts the blade back in the stone and challenges them to pull it out. When they fail, Alex retrieves it effortlessly, shocking them. Reluctantly, Lance and Kay let him knight them, though Lance quickly plots to steal the sword. Before he can act, Morgana's demons attack. The kids hide, but Lance tries to use the sword and is immediately disarmed. Alex grabs it back and strikes the demon before it can kill Lance. The group flees, chased by more demons. They try throwing flammable barrels at the monsters, but it only makes their fire burn hotter. The streets are empty, just as Merlin warned, so they steal a car. By accident, Alex slams the door into a demon and discovers the skeletons can be destroyed with blunt force. Kay takes the wheel and drives recklessly, managing to trick one demon into crashing into a bus stop and running over another to finish the fight. Afterward, Lance demands an explanation, so Alex brings everyone to his house and tells them the truth. To prove destiny is at work, he points out their names resemble those of the legendary knights, and even the table they're sitting at is round. Reluctantly, the group agrees to join Alex on the journey to Tintagel, unaware that Morgana is spying on them through her roots and learning all their weaknesses. The next morning, Mary discovers Alex has run away, leaving behind nothing but a silly note. Meanwhile, the kids take a bus toward Tintagel. Suddenly, Merlin appears, charming the driver to let them continue before turning his attention to Lance, immediately noticing just how rude and arrogant he is. Realizing that none of the kids know the chivalric code, Merlin makes the bus stop and takes them into the countryside for proper training. He explains that only someone with a pure heart can defeat Morgana, so they must live by the code. Honor those you love, avoid causing offense, always speak the truth and persevere until the very end. Afterward, Merlin brings them to Stonehenge, where a tour guide is busy explaining different theories about the monument's origins. Merlin interrupts, declaring that he built Stonehenge himself as a transport hub. He then opens a magical portal that takes the group to Bodmin Moor, which is only about 20 miles from Tintagel. From there, Merlin insists they walk the rest of the way as part of their training. When they finally stop to rest, Merlin takes Excalibur and conjures 3 copies of the sword so everyone can be armed. Then he enchants the surrounding trees to act as training dummies before heading off to find food. At first, the kids struggle, but the enchanted trees gently guide them, helping them learn. Morgana senses this opportunity and channels her dark magic through the roots beneath the ground, twisting the trees to become violent. Alex and Betters are soon captured by the branches, and when Lance notices, Morgana whispers in his mind, tempting him to steal Excalibur. Lance gives in, grabs the sword, and dares the trees to come for him, only to end up trapped himself with Kay caught soon after. Alex cries out for Merlin, who rushes back and uses his magic to destroy the trees, but the effort leaves him drained. He promises to return at sunrise, then transforms into an owl to recover. Furious with Lance, Alex scolds him, but Lance doesn't feel guilty. He insists he deserves the sword more. With that, he and Kay storm off on their own. Betters, tired of feeling useless, runs after them, but Lance cruelly shoves him into a swamp. Alex confronts Lance, calling him a coward who hides behind arrogance because he's terrified of being nothing. The two boys fight, tumble into the swamp, and realize Excalibur has broken. Ashamed, Lance leaves with Kay following and declaring they're just kids who can't save the world. Refusing to quit, Alex recalls the story of the Lady of the Lake. Standing at the swamp, he tries calling for her. At first, nothing happens. Then a hand suddenly rises from the water, holding a restored Excalibur. Alex accepts the sword and this time, Lance allows him to take it. The group swears loyalty to each other, vowing to stick together. Hours later, They encounter a group of mysterious horse riders who agree to escort them toward the city. At nightfall, the riders vanish, but the kids get to keep the horses. Suddenly, Excalibur glows, and Morgana's demons appear to hunt them down. They ride into the forest to slow the creatures. When Betters is grabbed, Alex saves him with a swing of Excalibur, then tosses the glowing blade aside to distract the demons. Later, at a cliff's edge, the kids hide and trick the demons into leaping into the water below. At last they reach Tintagel. Alex goes alone to confront his father, only to find his Aunt Sophie waiting. She reveals the devastating truth. Alex's father left long ago, not to fight demons but because of his alcoholism. He was never responsible, never cared about his family, and the note in the Arthurian book wasn't from him. It was written by Mary, who wanted Alex to believe in something better so he wouldn't grow up feeling abandoned. Crushed, Alex throws the book into the sea and declares he hates his mother for lying. Betters comforts him, showing that he's mastered his coin duplication trick after practicing all night. He explains that it proves heritage doesn't matter, it's about the effort you put in. Lance and Kay also show their support. Then Merlin reappears with the book in hand, explaining that myths often get details wrong. Excalibur doesn't care about bloodlines, only about the heart of the one who wields it. Before leaving as an owl, a sudden gust of wind opens the book to an illustration of Morgana's castle, revealing that the real entrance to the underworld is still there today. The kids head into town, where Betters uses his trick to multiply coins so they can buy armor. They ride their horses through Stonehenge, which acts as a portal to Morgana's castle. There, Excalibur reveals a hidden staircase leading to a tunnel wrapped in roots. As they fight through, the plants overwhelm and capture the knights, forcing Alex to continue alone. At the end of the tunnel, he nearly falls into a pit of lava before spotting his friends trapped in the roots. Morgana appears, transforming into a terrifying winged beast that breathes fire. After dodging her flames, Alex pretends to hand her Excalibur, only to stab her in the chest when she comes close, seemingly defeating her. The cavern begins to collapse and the kids barely escape. Believing the battle won, Alex finds a body of water and summons the Lady of the Lake, giving her Excalibur for safekeeping. The group heads home by bus and Alex sneaks back into his room, avoiding his mom. The next morning, Alex wakes to find the house overtaken by Morgana's roots. She's still alive. Merlin returns to explain what went wrong. Alex realizes he hadn't fully lived by the code. He failed to honor the one he loved most, his mother. He rushes to Mary, apologizes, and admits he now understands she was only trying to protect him. They reconcile and Alex tells her everything. To prove it, he summons the Lady of the Lake in their bathtub, who returns Excalibur. Mary allows Alex to use their house as headquarters. The group decides they need an army and a fort. They march to the school in armor, and Merlin uses magic to persuade Principal Lee to gather the students outside. Alex and his friends plead for help against Morgana, and when Merlin transforms into a bird as proof, the kids are amazed but still reluctant. Lee cleverly promises that anyone who fights won't have to attend class, and suddenly the whole school volunteers. Betters multiplies armor and swords, Alex knights them all, and Lance and Kay lead a crash course in training. Merlin even enchants the teachers when they try to stop the preparations. The students use whatever tools they can find to fortify the school into a fortress. As the eclipse darkens the sky, Morgana's demons attack. The students fight back, ramming the first wave with teachers' cars, though many crash into each other. The next wave storms the grounds, but Betters leads one group to trip demons with ropes before striking them down. Inside the gym, Alex's team uses exercise equipment as weapons. They battle fiercely, but the demons keep coming, forcing Alex to order everyone to retreat to the roof. Meanwhile, Morgana corners Merlin, violently forcing him to take his old form and nearly killing him, until the kids arrive just in time. Morgana shifts again into her winged monster form, and Alex runs with Excalibur glowing, drawing her attention. Betters hurls a rope around her tail, and with the others' help, they drag her down. Lance and Kay leap onto her neck and bind her with more rope. Morgana lashes out, breathing fire at Merlin's owl form, sending him crashing to the ground. Believing his end has come, Merlin is shocked when Alex revives him with a potion made of liquefied fried chicken. Restored, Merlin summons a vortex, pulling Morgana toward it. Alex leaps onto her back and plunges Excalibur deep into her, finally killing her for good. As the sun rises, the children celebrate their victory. Sometime later, Merlin bids farewell but gifts Alex a new book, one that tells Alex's own story. He reminds them that kids too have the power to change the world. Inspired, Alex and his friends promise to live by those ideals and work to be a force for good in their broken society. Finally, Alex returns Excalibur to the Lady of the Lake, who sinks it beneath the water until the day it's needed again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of the exciting content coming your way. Every new video is made with you in mind, and I'd love to have you here for the journey. See you in the next one.